The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Virginia, Ms. McClellan, for 5 minutes to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I also want to thank the parents. I'm one of the less than 1% of members of Congress who is a mother to children under 18. I've got a 10-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy. And I am constantly trying to strike the right balance between giving them enough freedom to grow and develop and figure out who they are, like I had as a kid as part of Generation X, when my parents literally would let me go out and play until the lights came on, the street lights came on. And it was much easier for them to strike that balance between giving me that freedom to develop who I am today and keeping me safe. And you've experienced my worst nightmare. Now, my kids were born right after smartphones were invented, in the beginning of social media. I worked for a tech company. I thought I was pretty sophisticated at figuring out how this stuff works. But it changes so rapidly. I can't keep up. I can't keep up with these algorithms. I can't keep up with the new apps and what they do and how predators are finding new ways to exploit it. Just like as a parent, sometimes I can't keep up with the fact that my children know more about this technology and how it changes than I do. And they can figure out how to get around things that we think will keep them safe. A lower technology example, our schools banned cell phones. You had to bring it in and put it in a yonder pouch because parents would lost their minds if they said kids couldn't take them with them at all because the phone can be a tool to know they're safe. And yet these kids figured out instantly how to get around that policy. They can figure it out. Now, I know everybody in this committee wants to keep our kids safe and is trying to reach the right goal, but I think this debate boils down to two simple issues. One, who should bear the brunt of keeping our kids safe online? Parents who are doing the best they can in an incredibly complicated internet ecosystem, or the tech companies that develop and operate the apps and the programs and the games that the kids use, which most parents can't begin to fathom how they work or how rapidly they change. And without a duty of care, this bill effectively shifts that burden to the parents and says, you got to be the expert on the new algorithm and how it's going to addict your child. You have to be the expert on how sophisticated criminals figure out how to exploit your children rather than the tech companies. I think that's the wrong answer. Second, these bills aren't future-proof. They can't be. Technology changes too rapidly. That's why they should be the floor and not the ceiling for protections for our kids. And who is better positioned to respond rapidly to evolving technology? Our states that have been incubators of innovation, or Congress? Well, having been in both now, Congress is extraordinarily slow. We're not good at being proactive. We're not that good at being reactive quickly. Just this Congress alone, since March, 62 legislative days have been canceled, effectively delaying any legislation for at least 2 months. Last Congress, it took several weeks first just to elect a speaker and then to elect a second one. States can respond much more quickly and often be more innovative than Congress, and yet this broad preemption provision handcuffs the very laboratories of innovation. Let me ask a question. How long has it taken Congress to adopt a comprehensive privacy legislation? Oh, I forgot. We haven't done it yet. We owe it to our children and all parents, especially these, to get it right. And this bill doesn't do that. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. Any further discussion? Gentleman from Texas is recognized for 5 minutes to speak on the bill.
Chairman, move strike the last word.